Attempt number 2.
Sorry, guys. I got too excited.
You're going to give them a second before you can say sorry. They're not going to hear a thing.
Yes, they are.
Nope.
Well, hopefully they're going to hear it.
We can validate this in a second by going here.
Your head is too big, Alex.
Hey.
It's too big.
We back. Yep. Okay.
Sorry, guys. I could just do it on my phone too if you want your phone.
Sure, I'll take my phone. Excellent. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Give me the sword. I need the energy from the sword. So apparently,
look, I got a notification. Board game call. Oh, you mentioned me.
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
Oh, I don't think I messaged you the second time.
It's okay.
Whoops.
I don't care.
Anyways, we currently are back. As Meg pointed out, we made a big deal about how audio quality is more important than video, and then we cut out the audio. So there you go. You're welcome. How's it going?
That's what I get for my show and tell moments. I get too excited about showing things off.
Mm-hmm. Robbie Sanger says, Alex, I'm looking at comboing boxes for Zombicide to save space. How important is the save space boxes for expansions and Kickstarter exclusive if I go to resell it later? So first of all, Robbie, your timing is excellent. I finally consolidated. I had already consolidated all my Black Plague Zombicide stuff, but this past week, or this past Saturday, when I was rearranging the boxes behind me, I finally consolidated the rest of my Zombicide stuff. My Zombicide Green Horde and all those other things, finally consolidated all of that. And so, as far as, this is actually unrelated to your question. I happen to do that. Your question, though, is how important it is for resale value. The answer is it depends on your buyer. So when you consolidate things, this is why I always only consolidate after I decide I like the game. And I don't really care that much. I guess my threshold is, if I haven't played the game yet, I don't consolidate. I want to at least make sure I like it. But I also don't get paranoid about the fact that what happens if 3-4 plays from now it's not for me? It's okay. I'll take the hit and I'll tell the person it is what it is. This is the price point. This is what you get. You might turn off some buyers. I would say it's usually less a factor of price and more a factor of you might turn away some buyers. So if you're trying to get whatever, $500 for something, you might not be able to get the $500 buyer because the $500 buyer might say they're not interested. But yeah, so it can happen. Anyways, guess that solves the sound versus video question earlier. Well, I don't think the sound versus video question was, although I guess that is an important point.
They needed the sound.
What's a podcast?
Sound.
With no
audio? No, with no audio.
With no video.
With no video.
Do we have any media formats where we have video with no audio?
Are you saying we should start a podcast?
Actually, I think they're called pictures. Anyways, we should start a podcast. Absolutely.
That's literally the platform I'm built on.
Yes, that's your platform. Your entire platform is.
Well, no one knew the sound of my voice for a very long time.
That's pictures, not necessarily video. I'm lucky to have just received my first gaming table, dining table, such a beautiful asset to the household. Yeah, so going back to the Wyrmwood with no visual cues this time, I just reviewed a different table on my channel, and one of the things I said is I don't really have experience with non-expensive tables. The only tables I have are Uniquely Geek and the Wyrmwood, and those are expensive ones. I did at one point have a poker table that was cheaper, but a totally different ballpark. This, though, is a very, this, without having lived with it, for 28 to 3,400, whatever you said, whatever that range that was, this is a very solid table. Yeah. Seemingly.
And part of it is the wood that I chose. So if I had gotten the base wood, I think the base table, and you could look up on their Kickstarter, it was either 1,400 or 1,600 that you could get this size table.
It's a nice size. Wood. This is 6x8 or something.
Yeah. I kind of wish it was a little bit bigger, but I think in this room.
It works nicely.
It is what it is.
You maybe can get an extra foot in each direction, but that's.
They're only longer. The bigger one, the one that's bigger than this is only longer.
Gotcha.
So.
Come on, make it work. Either way, maybe if you got rid of games.
Do you want to tell them about my other gaming table?
You don't want to.
That's affordable. No.
Okay, fine. What's your other gaming table?
You want me to tell?
Yeah.
So I have a different gaming table that cost me $150. And if you guys have seen it in my Instagram stories from us playing games, it's one that I refurbished myself. So you can also do that.
Yes.
But that one is just small, but that's the only problem.
That one is small. Also, you have to refurbish it yourself.
Yeah.
I'm saying, practically speaking, a lot of people, whenever the topic of gaming tables come up, there are always a lot of people who are like, oh, why you spend $4,000 on a gaming table? I made my own for under $1,500. And I'm like, you made your own.
But to be fair, what we did, so it was like a cafe booth table. So it's booth benches too, which is really cool. But the table was almost like a shadow box table, and it has a glass. It would be like this, but had a glass piece, and then it had supports. So all we had to do was cut out the supports, take out the glass. And then we added trim around here to put lights in, and we got playmats, and that's all I really did. It was maybe a day's worth of work.
But the table itself that you got was recessed to begin with?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a shadow box kind of where they used to store news articles and stuff inside of it.
Games are better.
Yeah.
No judgment against news articles. Anyways, moving on. Ben, good morning, Alex and Meg from a place where it's late afternoon. What's your favorite Uwe Rosenberg game? Favorite non-farming Uwe game? Favorite Uwe game for solo? Those are 3 questions. I don't know if we can give you 3 questions. Meg, what's your favorite Uwe Rosenberg game?
I don't know if I've played any. Have I? I don't think so. I think this has come up. I think this came up last time.
We'll play
I
some
think we were
Rosenberg
supposed to
games.
solve it at your house and you never helped.
It wasn't. Wow, that's my fault.
Yeah.
My favorite Rosenberg game is currently Le Havre. It's a phenomenal game. I don't yet know if you would love. You've played a new Rosenberg game.
Which one? Is it here? Oh, well, there you go.
See
I
the name
love
over it?
Patrick.
Game by
There you go.
Uwe Rosenberg. Yeah, this is not his usual game.
Yeah.
But that answers the next question.
That's truly the only one.
Favorite non-farming.
I prefer Halloween Patchwork over regular Patchwork.
Is there a difference mechanically?
No.
Oh,
it's just
hard.
it's eyeballs instead of buttons.
Well, that's obviously better.
Yeah.
But so I guess favorite non-farming way game is also going to be that, because non-farming is his bigger category. Technically, Le Havre is not farming, but I think you'll count it as farming. So favorite for me, it's Le Havre. For me, the favorite non-farming is probably Le Havre technically, but I don't know if that's what you mean. I'd have to think through his other titles. And then favorite Uwe game for solo. I don't know if I play Uwe's games solo. I'm trying to think through of his games. I don't know if I've played any of his stuff solo, so I can't answer that one.
But also, good morning.
Yeah, good morning too. Glassroad's delightful, by the way. Alex, what's your shirt today? Stacy, hey, my shirt is this little guy with coffee.
Classic coffee guy.
I brought like 3 teacher shirts, and I'm pretty sure I made the mistake of like, I think most of them, if not all of them, are coffee based. So
is that a mistake?
No, it's just my catalog of
I
shirts.
feel like besides gaming, coffee is like the theme of our week.
Well, I mean, I guess to tell you how I feel about coffee, I was a little hurt when you said our week. I'm like, it's my thing. This is my thing. I know you're allowed to be your thing too, but that's how strongly I feel about coffee. I thought you were about to say coffee is your thing.
For you.
I agree with that. But I thought you were about to say coffee is your other thing, and then you said our thing, and I was like, no,
But I'm supplying it.
I appreciate it. I acknowledge.
I'm not going to do it again.
I'm just pointing out.
This.
I'm pointing out that I like coffee enough that I was offended that you tried to take it from me. And thanks, Alex. Don't plan on selling anytime soon. That is the best use of a cup holder. Yes, this is.
Isn't it fun? I felt very clever when I figured. So it has to be like this because it's actually this knob keeping it up. Otherwise, the wires were hitting the table.
We wouldn't want the wires to get loose.
I felt very clever when I did it, guys.
Petrified. I've always been intrigued by the Origins, but there's just little things I wish were different about it. The Origin gaming table, I assume. Just hard to validate that price if I'm not 100% in love with it. The Origin gaming table, I assume. I don't know. Petrified is.
I've always been intrigued by the Origins.
Is there an Origin gaming table?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think so.
Meet Piccolo. I clicked on the other video first, thought I missed live, but saw weapons with bad ass poses. Now I see you live with no swords. My heart is happy and sad at the same time. We can solve that. I'm just saying, it might dent your sword. My sword is dented. I'm fine with that.
But don't you want a dented sword?
I do. I don't know what you want.
Idiot fighter has a non-dented sword.
This will cast your sword and like.
Nuh-uh. Because I would do this and then spin it around and throw that out of your arms and then stab like that.
I want to worry you stab like that. We got weapons. Okay.
Yeah. Look at how much better my sword is than Alex's.
I literally said that. Actually, not to them. I didn't. I was doing a vlog thing before this, and I was like, "This sword is cooler."
Vloggity vlog. Wow, that was close to you. I am very clumsy, guys. This may be the day that Board Game Co dies.
Like last week, I
was. Imagine if that happened on live stream.
Last week, I'm just saying, my wife would not appreciate this trip if I died. Last week I was waving around a sword.
You definitely never come back.
And I got a whole lot of comments about how like cavalier and sword waving I was. But like I have a generally good awareness of where the knife points are and like what I'm going to hit or not hit as I wave it around, like whatever. But the problem is I don't know if Meg has that same awareness. And when I say I don't know, I mean I know she does not, given past discussions.
For the thing, I was like doing this, being like, "Oh, I'm Alex. Look at me!" Like, blah, blah, blah. And then this got caught in my chair behind me. Oh, did you see the lighting just get better?
Yeah. That's because I wasn't in it.
Move out. No. Come on, you can come back.
It did change for a second, though.
It did.
Anyways,
I think it was this reflecting and then made things brighter.
One Sharp Joe. I'm waiting for my table. Should be in December. One Sharp Joe. Enjoy your table.
Is it a Wyrmwood?
I guess
he'll let us know.
But it's One Sharp
Joe.
I'm
asking you.
I like One Sharp Joe. One Sharp Joe. Love your inserts. That's not me. That's somebody else. But it's true. It's true. Bill Eagle, looking for a couple of cooperative games for the wife and I. We love campaign games. Finish all the Gloomhaven stuff. Waiting on Frosthaven, but need some time till it ships. I mean, I assume you mean something. Looking
That's a big question.
For the wife and I, we love campaign games. Finish all of Gloomhaven. Madara is the first thing that comes to mind.
So it depends what you want. If you want something kind of like Gloomhaven, there are things like Madara. As someone who loves campaign games, if you want something lighter, just to like be fun in between, The Adventures of Robin Hood is one of my favorite games I've ever played. Also, Clank Legacy. Neither of those are the same-ish, but it's still like that progressive feel of like, oh, so good. I can't.
You feel more strongly about Adventures of Robin Hood than I do.
I loved Adventures of Robin Hood. So Adventures of Robin Hood, and you guys have probably heard this talked about a lot now because it's older, but the box of components is literally the table, the board, a book as your rule book, an actual novel book, and then like a bag of wooden things.
Yeah.
It's just so simple for what all the components are and then what the game is. Oh, so good. I was mind blown when I was like, this is all you get?
I need to talk to you about it later because I want to ask you a question, but it's a spoiler question, so I can't ask you it here.
Okay.
I will say the Adventures of Robin Hood at one point made my daughter and I feel something. And like in the sense of when I say feel something, I mean that there was a point when we had to make a choice where mechanically we should have chosen one thing, and thematically we're like, we can't do that. And we changed our choice. We lost the game because we didn't want to hurt a fictional AI character. But past that,
It made you feel things.
Yeah, nothing makes me feel things. But anyways, yeah, that was Adventure Robin Hood. I liked it.
Yeah.
I just thought it was mechanically, I thought it was very, very light.
I've also really been loving Vagrant Song. That one's just a boss battler, so it's not as in depth with what your turns are like as something like Gloomhaven, but there is a bit that I really enjoy that one.
Cindy Johnson, frankly, the folks on the table gets way too much attention to the significance of ergonomic chairs for long gaming sessions. Even Alex's limits on long games, could that not be due to cheap chairs? Sydney Johnson, that's a great question. If you go over to the Quack & Co channel, though, there's a video about how long can a game be. And in that video, I grant you will all have different lengths, but like Jesse was like, he wants his ideally long games to cap out around 2 hours. And I was like, for me, a long game session is like 4 hours. That's the point where it's like, it has to be really, really good to be over 4 hours. So your threshold might be different or longer. I don't know. But to me, like, I have no problem sitting down and playing a game for 4 hours. Although in my house, we have fairly good chairs. Like our chairs are $200 chairs each. Yeah. Now, granted, you can find more expensive chairs, but they're not like flimsy folding chairs. We definitely invest in chairs.
That's if you're playing upstairs as well.
Yes. As opposed to what, downstairs?
Yeah, like if it was a film thing.
No, yeah, the film things, well, they are folding chairs because of the space. Yeah.
He sticks me in a folding chair.
Yeah, there's that. But also, I don't like doing 4-hour filmed gameplays. That takes it out of me.
There was one Saturday I played D&D from noon until 5 o'clock, and then from 7 to like 1 a.m.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
When we played Jaws of the Lion, we played it over Christmas, and we played from noon until like 1 in the morning. It was the COVID Christmas.
Drapper Dan, Nottingham is a cool little card game you did that's kind of a take that trick taking game. Assume referring to Rosenberg. Didn't know about that one. Stacey Everdell, Mega's Alex Coffee Supply, nice. Yes, this trip, yes.
I got him special. If anyone's from like Massachusetts and the New Bedford area, which I'm sure none of you are, but shout out if you are, I got him Chippy.
Yeah.
Which is a good like iced coffee kind of drink. But we ran out today, so we still have 2 more days of coffee.
We'll find coffee.
Yeah, we will.
We have Sebastian. No, we have Ben. Thanks so much for the answers. And you were correct that I think of Lahavas being belonging to his farming game category. Yeah, there's a bunch that are in his farming game category that aren't farm games, but I assumed what you meant. Sebastian, New York Zoo. That's a good one. I like New York Zoo. That's a tile polyomino game. I enjoy it. I don't love it. It might have been in the purge we did. Did I give you New York Zoo? Did we purge New York Zoo? We didn't film that. That video's not up yet.
No, I don't think we did though.
Maybe feel like it would have been.
Maybe you did.
Feel like it might have been.
No, I think you're right.
New York Zoo is a game that I enjoy, but I believe I purged it in a video that I did with Meg where the video hasn't gone up, so you don't see that. It's another bonus purge video. I've been doing a lot of those. But I like New York Zoo. I just like Barron Park more. But yeah, there's that. Hop. Tom Vassell also thinks very highly of the Hop. Always ranks high in his top 100. Tom Vassell always had good choice. I align with Tom on, I would say, like 70% of like 75% overlap. What are you laughing at?
You know what game Tom doesn't like?
I'm sure there's lots of games he doesn't like. Which one?
Talisman.
Oh, that makes sense. I wouldn't.
That makes sense.
I wouldn't disagree with him. I wouldn't disagree with him.
That's what made me think.
We just played Talisman yesterday. It's one of Meg's favorite games. It was enjoyable.
I haven't played it in a really long time, and now after playing it, well, like maybe like a year, but now after playing it, I was like, I don't know.
It's not bad. It's just not great either.
I think for me, it's nostalgic.
I think nostalgia has a lot of value. There are games in my collection that I hold on to for nostalgia value.
Yeah. I think if I played it for the first time this year, I don't know if I would think about it the way I think about it.
Because I mean, it's roll and move with world building and a degree of D&D adventure kind of growth in your characters. But the choices in the agency is very limited.
Yeah.
It's like roll die, roll die, roll die. And I didn't love the constant counting back and forth. I'd almost rather it just been more Monopoly. We used to go a single direction. because then I don't have to
Yeah.
like constantly be like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay, great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, great. And then like I like the concept of the spaces developing around you. And that, I mean, I guess the only ages you have is which way to go, but I don't feel like I'm making complicated choices.
So you know how the board was?
Yes.
The expansions add
A 4th tier, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, the Origins gaming table. The Origins gaming table is the one Jesse has in the basement. Yeah, the Origins gaming table. Yes, that is. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
I love this one.
The Origins game table has
And my
gotten
other
some
one, though.
flack, by the way. So take that into account. Watch reviews. Like, I mean, and I've used it, by the way. I don't love the Origins game table. I think the height of it with the topper makes it almost useless. You can only really play with it in the insert. But yeah, there's that.
So the only thing I'll say, since we're talking about the Wyrmwood,
We should talk about the one
They
where it's in the
have-
title.
they have this rail track system where this is magnetized and this is dropped in here with magnets. Now here's another cup holder, and this is my only complaint so far after having this. Gosh, when did I put this together? Back in February. I think I put this together in February. So I've had it since then, which is what, 7 months. But see how this is
Yeah,
like
shaded.
yeah, and so that's from being on this side of the table. That on this side it doesn't go as far and see. So I'll show you guys. It's like starting to fade, but it doesn't make sense that it's fading where it's covered, right? That means it's wearing. See like the color difference? Yeah, you can really see. See how it's like that? This is the lip of the table. And this is as deep as the outer side of the table when we put it on this side.
Yeah, why is
But
it
when you put
fading?
it on this side, it's not. I think it must be a wear thing. Because why would this be lighter? Shouldn't this be lighter? And if you look, this is the ring of like where this cup holder goes into it like that. So you can also see like the ring of where the cup holder is starting to like
So,
wear on it.
Is the sun bringing out the color?
I think it's
It
wearing
makes no
it.
sense, though.
I think it's from wear.
That
That it's
that's
wearing like the stain off or something.
that's
I don't.
not a great stain if that wears from just
But
bare
nothing
minimum
else
touch.
is like this except the cup holders.
Hmm.
So maybe these weren't sealed well. I don't know, but that's the only thing I've noticed so far that's even weird about it.
Yeah, it must be
Isn't that weird?
because the sun
Because
angle.
here covers it.
That is weird.
Yeah.
That's definitely weird. Anyways, and Preston Wagner. Hey, Chris, what upcoming active crafting games are you looking forward to? Also love that you had weapons at the ready. I thought it was important that we have weapons. Weapons are now I mean, honestly, by the way, you don't even see it here, but we have a
I brought
bow
my bow.
in the background too, just in case you want a bow, because why not?
I was gonna be wearing it for when stream started, but
Meg came all prepped with weapons.
mm-mm.
But yeah, we have what upcoming active crowdfunding games are you each looking forward to? I can answer that with active because September is a messed up month for me. In fact, over on Quack and Co, if you want to watch today's
Messed
video,
up month.
Friday's video on Quack and Co is going to be the like campaigns I'm backing in September because I spent the past like 4 months backing fewer and fewer campaigns.
Proud of you.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good for my wallet. I've been backing like 3 or 4 a month. Like this past month, I backed 4 campaigns and 2 of them were print and play rolling rates for like $5. So I backed barely anything this month. The other 2 are expansions.
I want to play one.
A print and play rolling
I
rate?
love rolling rates.
We have rolling rates. But anyways, the point is I've been getting very good at backing fewer games. And the problem is September is a tough month. To that end, I'll just go back and forth with Meg about the games that are currently on crowdfunding that we're interested in. I'll start first because I assume I have more. I am currently interested in backing Rivet Oris the Reloaded. What are you backing or interested in?
Oh my gosh.
Just think of the games you've literally covered.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't back many games, so I
What's
don't
that
know if I'm
orange
gonna do
today?
that. But yeah,
Hit orange
interested
today.
in. Forsaken just came out.
Yeah. Yes,
So
it
there's
did.
Forsaken.
Let me just mute my phone. Yep. Okay. Forsaken.
What else just came out? There
for
was one
me,
that just came out.
I just backed Quad Heroes as well. Quad Heroes Second Edition.
What just came out yesterday?
A whole bunch. The Fox Experiment.
Yes. Yes.
That's a big one.
Yes.
Yep.
That was the one I was thinking of because that's the Beth Sobel.
Yep. Yes,
Yep,
it is.
yep.
Legacy of You. I did Legacy of You. I don't know if I'll keep my pledge. I backed a bunch of things yesterday. I don't know which ones I'll keep, but Legacy of You definitely back that one because I definitely want the game. Whether I back it or not, I don't know. But I've always given Garple games a hard time on their pricing, and I understand why they do it. So I figure if I know I'm interested in the game, maybe I'll just go ahead and back it this time. And again, when I say hard time, I value the way Garple games does Kickstarter. They do a very non-FOMO approach, but also non-FOMO also otherwise translates into not giving you a strong reason to get it now. That's the very definition of non-FOMO. So yeah, there's that. But anyways, there's that. Okay. I don't know if you want to jump in and chat. I don't know where you are in chat. I'm far back.
Someone likes the mic cup holder again. Priceless. Robert Glass says it. Thanks. That's me being clever.
Ben says Meg is a professor with weapons. That makes her a mage knight. Which is a game I have to get you to play.
Yeah.
That's the list. Jedi Dick Sensei, big fan of the show. Thank you, Jedi. I appreciate it. One Sharp Joe, Meg, yes, Meg, walnut with topper. One Sharp Joe said he got a what's it called? The Wyrmwood.
Oh, nice. I wanted the walnut one. Did you get the rustic walnut or regular? I don't know if we'll remember by the time you answer that what you're answering, but I wanted the walnut, and I compromised hard and got the cherry.
Stacy, Alex, I just showed my mom one of your videos. She doesn't know how you can talk so long without stopping. Yes, I can do that. Find the longer videos I have. I have like 40-minute long videos where I just go on. I mean, if you go back, it's been a while because I don't know what happened. I think I stopped doing quite as much detail in my two back and not to backs. And I don't know, I didn't make a conscious decision. I just realized that it used to be I'd cover like 20 projects and it would be like an hour and 10 minutes long. Now I cover 20 projects and it's like 50 minutes. So I don't know exactly what happened, but in some way, shape, or form, I do a little bit less
You're
talking.
losing your touch.
I think I'm researching. I think as time has gone on, I just a theory on my end. I think the more time has gone on, the more I feel that saying the exact same thing is repetitive. But it's not necessarily repetitive to the new viewers, but it might be repetitive to the same audience. So like I might go into a higher level of detail in the past, and this time I'll be like, oh yeah, retail this. I'll cut out some of the words to explain things because I'm explaining the same concepts again and again and again. But I don't have a solution because who are you catering to? Your new viewers or your old viewers? It's hard. I don't have an answer.
I bet even your old viewers would like the recap. I bet they missed, like when we both love Philip DeFranco.
Yeah.
And we both watched it yesterday and then went back to watch a different part and didn't remember the part that was in it.
So I
think that's
But like it's a good example using Philip DeFranco. Using Philip DeFranco is a good example. Sometimes he'll be like, hey, we're doing an update to this video from earlier this week, and he'll go into like only 3 minutes of detail instead of 7. And even that 3 minutes, I'm like, I already know, fast forward.
Right.
Like it's a balance. It's a balance. Can't make everyone happy. That's what I've learned a long time ago. Robert Glass, your mic is in the cup holder. Priceless. Yes, that was Meg's idea. What game genre is mind management and how good? Mind management is hidden movement, and it is so good. Sebastian, after you play a Forsaken initial review.
That was such a short answer. I thought you were going to get into it. And you're just like,
it can't. There's so many questions. We're behind. We're behind.
Yeah, I agree.
You want to tackle any of these?
No, you can go.
So after you play a Forsaken initial review, how do you see this game doing in the future 3 years? Will it be the next new Western Legends, or will it be overshadowed by others? Sebastian, that's a great question. I think Forsaken is an excellent game. I also think Forsaken takes a bunch of plays to, well, it depends who you are. I think like you were more captured even for the first play. I thought Forsaken was great from the first play, but the trade-off of the learning to play the game plus the other players' downtime had it so that I was like, this is a good game, not for me. I don't need it. It was only after my third play where I was like kind of drifting from I enjoy this to I want to own this. And so that is going to be, and by the way, Western Legends for me is a game that had the same problem, but it never crossed that threshold. Western Legends got a bunch of plays, and I was like, okay, now time to move on from it. And so it kind of depends on how well it's picked up. I think there are enough people I know who have played and enjoyed it that I think it'll do fairly well. But I think it'll be, I don't know if I want to call it the new Western Legends. It's pricey, it's a different theme, it's this. I think it will have a lasting presence, but that might depend on its retail availability. Retail availability does matter. Yeah.
I agree, though. I think that I think it will be one that people talk about, but I don't know if it will be replacing anything.
Jedi says, when I was a little kid, I thought horseradish was made from real horses. That seems entirely reasonable. Is
horseradish is so good.
Is it not made from real horses?
Oh my gosh, this is a silly thing. Quick. When I found out what golf was, I thought golf, like each hole was the par. So I thought like the hole 1 was 1 par and hole like 16 was like 16 par, which makes no sense. But I thought you like basically played further and further and then made your way back, like longer holes coming back.
She was always confused why the earlier courses were a little harder than the later courses, and she is doing really well in the later courses.
Aziel, I've never golfed.
Hi, Alex. I'm finally appreciating some wisdom of yours from your very early videos about getting games for the group you have, not the group you want. Yeah, I did that. I should do more videos like that. And this goes back to the same conversation. I often want to do certain videos, but I'm like, I already did that one. But it's like 3 years ago. Half my audience hasn't seen. But then I just repeat it.
Well, if you're redoing a whole, we'll talk.
Yeah, okay. You got plans.
Yeah. I got ideas.
Cool.
I got ideas.
Cool. But he says, I play mostly solo, yet have very few solo-friendly games. Yeah, that's a big deal. For me, when I first got into gaming, most of my gaming was primarily 2-player, which like yours still is, I think. Before I started a game group, and I kept on getting games that were not primarily 2-player, and it's like, I want to play Cosmic Encounter, and I own it and not play it for who knows how long. Eventually I shifted away from that, and even now I'm very strict about it. Like there are some games, like Captain Sonar is a game that I want to get, but we will never play it. What's that face?
There's going to be a mail unboxing on my page soon, and I got a game that I need a group for that we will be playing at the end of the year.
But we have a plan for that one. Yeah, we have a plan for that one.
It's Twilight Imperium.
There's no sense of mystery. How much worm would a worm chuck if a worm chuck could chuck worm? Probably about $2,800 worth.
Loopy, you're from Rhode Island. The Chippy is from Mirasols. It's called Chippy, and Mirasols is in Dartmouth and New Bedford. I suggest trying it.
Robert Glass says that Dead Throne is the new Talisman. Now, the real question I have is...
I don't know Dead Throne.
Neither do I. Never heard of it. But the question is, in what way is it the new Talisman? Because if you mean it does the same things Talisman does...
But better.
How does it do it better? To me, Talisman... The strength of Talisman, primarily and almost exclusively, is the fact that it does give you a D&D character building experience. And I have 70 games I can give you that are the new Talisman if that's the strength I want out of Talisman. So I don't know what you necessarily mean by that, but I am intrigued. Oh, we got...
I don't know I was going to do that.
Did you just delete it? You just blocked somebody?
It was a little inappropriate.
Have you seen his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was... I didn't know it was going to call me out like that and be like... Meg removed these, but...
Oh, no, it should call you out. That's absolutely... Go ahead, remove the stuff.
It was a little inappropriate.
A little or a lot?
I'll tell you later.
Okay,
I'll tell you when you're older.
Okay, well, tell me when you're older. Because I can see his name, and I'm like, that makes sense to you remove this stuff. Also, I don't know if it shows up for them. It might show up for us.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Stacy, basically, Meg just moderated somebody. Given the username, I'm comfortable with the moderation going on. Stacy, I'm here with my nephew, and he's interested... Well, I'm really glad. I'm really glad with the moderation going on now. I'm here with my nephew, and he's interested in a game he can play for weeks. A campaign game, adventure, and/or combat. Build your own character, maybe. Any suggestions? Stacy, I'm going to need you to answer in the chat what his level of gaming knowledge is. That's going to very much depend on the answer. So I just need to know roughly where he's at. Like, if it's intro to gaming, and he wants a game to play for weeks, Adventure for Robin Hood. Great, accessible game. The barrier to entry is nothing. There's like one page of a rule that you have to go through. There's nothing there. But if he wants more... and he wants more combat, like Adventure Robin Hood didn't really do combat well. It was more abstracted at best. Build your own character, campaign game for weeks.
And I would say maybe if you want something lighter, you can like pick up and do this. Isn't campaign at all, but I've been really enjoying Dice Throne. So that's something that you could just play continuously over and over.
Yeah, and there's Dice Throne Adventures if you want that.
Yeah.
Danny Smith, any worker placement games that have a strong theme? I found most worker placements are Euros that have very thin theme like trains and farming. Lords of Waterdeep is very much a pasted on theme, but you will get a sense of theme from Lords of Waterdeep. I recommend that. So there's that. Reed McCullough, can you feel an edge on the weir? Oh, interesting. Reed probably has. Where's that?
Not really.
Okay, you see?
Not really, but I noticed there was like a
no.
Look right there.
Yeah,
that's a little chunk, but I think that's a wood thing.
I do wonder. This is not meant to be a ding against the Wyrmwood table. I think that this is at $2,800 and owning this for roughly a year. I think this is a very good table for a very good price. But a big question that always was on my mind, even when I covered the Wyrmwood from the very beginning, is Wyrmwood sells $15,000 tables, and then they sold a $2,500 table. There's a trade-off. Somewhere along the way, there's a trade-off. That trade-off is likely worth it for a lot of people, but you might get small things like this where the quality is a drop less. So that is a trade-off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing I'll say too, while we're on the Wyrmwood chat, the insert for this, like the thing, is like a what would you call this?
We're so behind. I'm only just getting up to the comments on the table.
What would you call this?
A
felt, maybe
felt, yeah,
something like that. Where his table is like a plush kind of velvet. The Prophecy, which Wyrmwood also makes, is like that, but that's like $8,000.
Yeah. Again, there are trade-offs. You can't have the same company selling the same product at like triple and quadruple the price point without wondering what the trade-offs are.
Cherry darkens when it's in sunlight.
That's interesting. But we have two conflicting comments because right above Grim, right above Seha, we have Grim saying it's definitely the staining being worn away from friction.
Yeah.
Although sunlight can also cause coloration. So yeah, it goes.
That's really interesting.
Odd indeed. UI and One Sharp Joe, who would know this stuff. One Sharp Joe says UV will darken wood. Parts that are hidden won't change color. Didn't know any of this stuff. I would have assumed that it all gets lighter, but whatever.
This is blowing my mind.
It's definitely. One Sharp Joe says Purple Heart will turn more orange with UV, so it's different with heavy wood. One Sharp Joe works with wood. So, yeah.
This is blowing my mind.
Cascadia is extremely popular. To me, it seems fine. But does it ever rise very high in the excitement intensity department? Maybe I'm missing something. So, Hop, good question. I can answer this with a bit of a kind of almost half explanation. I think Cascadia is an amazing game. I love it. I adore it. It's great. It's excellent. Also, if I'm ranking it up against my other excellent, amazing, awesome games that I love, it probably would be the first to go. I mean, if I'm looking at all the games that I love and I adore, Cascadia would be in that pile. But it'll be amongst the first to go because it doesn't have that level of highs and excitements that I might get from other experiences. I love it because it's accessible, it's easy to teach, it's easy to play, it's quick playing, it's got high variability, lots of very solid things. But the excitement part is I just don't have the excitement part. It's just a very solidly rewardable, enjoyable game.
So I'll say, because this is something we disagree on, I don't love Cascadia. I'm fine playing it. I'm always happy to sit down to play it. I would never ask to play it.
Yeah.
It doesn't get me going.
You should get rid of it.
I don't think so, because other people like playing it.
What about other games?
So guys,
Should we get rid of other games?
Alex wants me to call my collection because I have literally never ever once gotten rid of a game.
Do you have piles of games that are not yet put away because you don't have space for them?
I have boxes that just came in.
Do you know where you're putting the games in the boxes?
In the attic. Anyway.
Do you have space in your attic?
Have you seen my Calyx in my office?
Yeah.
There's no games on it, right?
I didn't check the most recent thingy.
Undertow's on it.
Undertow's on it.
But
okay. You need to get rid of games. Let's just be honest.
Or, guys, this is my idea, and we're going to float this out and see if we can get Alex to get over it. I want to make a board game museum in Vermont when I'm like 50.
And in the meantime, you're storing those games where?
Here, there's plenty of room. They can go upstairs. You've seen my attic. We're going to throw out all the stuff that you said I could throw out, and then we'll put all the games up there.
There we go. Just got an email that ISS Magnet is about to ship. Danny, I saw the same email, so yeah, it's a thing. Sydney Johnson, do you both primarily play against spouses or with gamer friends? I think, Sydney, that the answer can be slightly different for both of us. I think you primarily play a spouse or two players. You occasionally have one game night, one game night. You have one game night a week?
No, not even.
Not even?
So sometimes Roberto of Sheer Boredom comes over on Mondays, but that's not consistent. So it's not always happening, but maybe like twice a month to 3 times a month. But other than that, I mostly play 2-player with Dan, or I play 2-player with you, and that's it.
You've been doing a lot of 2-player recently.
Yeah.
But for me, I would say the majority for me is not 2-player. I get a lot of games in with both my friend group. We have a friend group that's local. We just hang out on Saturdays and weekends and play games. We used to have a more dedicated game night. It's kind of become less dedicated, but I still have usually multiple times per week I'm playing games with multiple people. I'd say about half my games are 2-player, but the other half are more. And
I think that's why I get through a lot more campaign games and stuff like that than you. Like, I've had so many hours in this bad boy.
Yeah. I'm working on it. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Stacy did say in the chat, I can see it over there, that her nephew is like 22 and has, which means you don't have to worry about the chat now. What's it called? Tons of experience with video games, but Fallout and Outer World, but he's new to board games. So if you've played games like Fallout and Outer World, I mean, the problem is the barrier to entry for someone who hasn't played games. I'm trying to think of the best.
I'm thinking though, if he does like video games, like I still haven't played it yet, but the Horizon Zero Dawn game, have you played it?
It is, but it's a lot to. I'm saying
that's a lot.
It's 40 pages of rules, 50 pages of rules for someone who hasn't played a game. I'm trying to think of the best combination of depth of experience but lowest amount of rules. I don't know, because like lots of these games do have more rules and they're investment.
Actually, if he is into D&D as well and stuff like that, role player might be fun with like stats and
role play adventures.
I think it's hard to find right now.
It might be hard to find, but role play adventures is a good choice. Actually, that's actually fairly low on the rule scale and not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Role play adventures is not a bad choice, even though it's not what you said. Yeah. Robert Glass, also back Legacy of You. Yep. Okay. Runch Up Joe. I was looking forward to it and realized I picked Wave 1, even though I don't remember picking options, so I gotta wait till next year. Sebastian, Atlas Lost seems like a nice kid on the new block. Big game, no minis. Atlas Lost. Oh, I didn't really look into that one just yet. I've seen the title, haven't looked into it heavily.
One Sharp Joe got the regular walnut, which that's what I also would have gone with, because you can make it rustic on your own anyway.
Aziel, pretty much every verb and verb PMP you've covered. Verb and verb PMP, that's funny. Roll and write, pick and flip, draft and draw.
Oh my gosh.
That's a verb and verb. Every verb and verb PMP, that's funny. You've covered recently at Back. Enjoy. We'd love to keep seeing more.
I love that.
Verb and verb. That's cute.
Yeah.
I never heard it before. I figured out what he meant. I was like, what's a verb and verb PMP? What's it called?
Is it Aziel?
Aziel. Is that like
I want to make that like a t-shirt.
Verb and verb PMP?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just talking about this with Rena actually, about how I kind of want to get like some sort of nice box for my roll and write print and plays, because if they just exist as a file, I'm never going to touch them. But if I have like one of my roll, like next to my roll and write boxes, if I have another box that looks like a game box, it's going to be decorated. I have to reuse an old box and just put all my roll and write print and plays in there. Then I would actually play them. So that's my game plan right now.
I might have something for you. That's perfect for that.
Intriguing. I'm open to it.
Yeah.
Will you be at PAX U? Would love to meet you both, and of course, if that's okay.
I will.
Chuck, yes, I absolutely will be at PAX U. Absolutely, yeah, it's in the plans. Yeah. Happy to meet you in some way, shape, or form.
As long as I don't accidentally kill Alex first with this thing.
Then I'll haunt you at PAX U. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're gonna 18 power hole will take a while. Booking early tea time. Marco, good morning. What do you think about Cadwall and City of Thieves? Meg, do you know about Cadwall and City of Thieves? I thought you were old school. I thought, and it's Fantasy Flight too. It's old school. Is it Fantasy Flight? Is Cadwell and City of Thieves Fantasy Flight? I feel like it is.
I never played Lords of Waterdeep either.
might
That
not
was one
be.
that I wanted forever
But
when
you've
I
heard of
started
it.
gaming, but never.
Oh no, I'm not gonna ever give you crap, but not playing a game.
Yeah.
Like not even hearing about a game.
Sure, Alex, go ahead.
You've played games for so long. You usually know about all. Like you have the original Arkham Horror. You have the original Arkham Horror.
Yeah, but I had a very small game group. I had one friend that was playing games with me at the time, and I am like a shy girl at a game store. A lot of guys wouldn't even talk to me, and that like I didn't often converse about games until I started doing media. I didn't know, this is something that will blow your mind. I didn't know about Stonemaier or any of their games until I started social media.
That's interesting. Yeah. Also,
until
for
like
context,
2020.
Do you want to know how much credit you get for having the original Arkham Horror? I have to now explain to everyone there that when I say the original Arkham Horror, I don't mean second edition that you probably think of.
This is so cute. This is from 1987. This is the original Arkham Horror. This is what it was. This was actually made by Chaosium before Fantasy Flight brought the rights.
Like I have to explain to people that.
Look at this money with H.P. Lovecraft's ugly fucking face.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Hey,
I knew it.
I can't bleep you on live.
I'm sorry. He's not. Anyway, he's on the money. I'm so sorry. I take it back. That was my one.
Yeah.
PG-13 movies get one. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Stacey's nephew's on the screen.
Nephew. But look at these character cards. They're like printed and they were like perforated that you had to rip them apart. You can't tell the perforated part.
Reed McCall's like moderator.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean
Stacey's. I have to cover my nephew's ears.
Look at these are like the pieces for you to move. They're like little sorry pieces.
For context, Meg's allowed to swear on our Twitch streams, and she's allowed to swear on recorded videos because I can bleep her out.
I know.
This
I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
It was an accident. It was Cthulhu in my brain and head, and I had no control. But look at the board, guys. So this is like it's like a map, like an old map that you used to get. And this is the board.
That's a solid board. That looks like Talisman right there.
Touch it. Isn't that fun?
Devil's Beach.
Isn't that fun?
Anyways, yeah, okay, so we got that over there. Ben, I saw a reviewer saying that Oath might not be one of the best games ever, but it's definitely one of the most brilliant games ever. Any other examples of that definition? Yes. 504. Do you know what 504 is, Meg?
No, say it again though. What?
Oath is not the best game ever, but it's one of the most brilliant games ever.
Okay.
So 504 is a game designed by Friedman Fries, and it's called 504 because it's 9 times 9 times 9. Because there's 9 different modules of how to play. There's 9 ways of how you score points, 9 ways of how you earn economy, and 9 ways of like the core action selection, something like that. And you kind of play a little weird flippy book of combining any one of those that each generates a different game with different rule sets and different components that all merge brilliantly. And when I say brilliantly, I mean it actually works. They give you 504 different unique experiences that are all totally okay.
That sounds like something I would like.
But they're all totally okay.
That sounds like my jam.
So the concept of 504 is to give you 504 different games. Like I would happily pick up a copy again to play it because like I think it's a cool concept. I owned it for a while. But it's very, very cool as a concept. But the problem is most people have said, hey, in those 504 games, there's like 5 or 6 that are pretty decent games. So you're kind of hunting around to find the decent experience versus the subpar experience. It's absolutely brilliant because it works. Like it actually works. But it's also not that great because each game is like, okay. Anyways, do you have any examples of that? Any games you think are brilliant but also not great?
I don't know. That's hard. No.
Cool.
Not off the top of my head. You can like think of things and be like this.
Not always. Depends on the question. I've happened to have always thought 504 is one of the coolest things ever that I have no interest in really playing properly. For the sake of playing, like I almost want to play again, I bought it, I read through the rules, and then I just kept it and never played it for like 3 years. And eventually I was like, this is not gonna get played.
Yeah.
Yeah. Danny Smith, me too. Stacy, my nephew's 22. Grimlock, 15K for a table. Is it made of marble? Oh my gosh, Grimlock, you can spend a lot of money. If you go to Wyrmwood, you can spend like I think 30K for a table if you really want to. Sebastian, Sleeping Gods, and good one. Sleeping Gods is a good choice. Sleeping Gods is a great choice for Stacy's nephew. Thank you. Thank you for being on top of this.
Sleeping Gods I haven't started yet, but I have it.
They have a quick setup, a lot of depth of experience, very, very video gamer. Seaheath 147. I have a Wyrmwood cherry table as well. Definitely not where it's exposed to sunlight. You can put the cup holder outside for an afternoon and it should remove a bit of the line.
Cool. Interesting. Should I cover the part that is darker?
I think
Maybe.
I mean, he didn't say that, but my guess is that it would even out to some degree. Like we're not
That's
seeing.
cool.
Yeah, we're not like if you think about it as well, like you're not seeing drastic differences on this table, even though inherently there's gonna be different degrees of exposure.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think it's just like some degree of exposure helps. Swab me
Oh
says,
my gosh, that makes me think the inside of this is probably very light as well. The other
Ah,
side of that thing.
very intriguing.
Yeah.
Very possibly. Swab me, Meg, time to call. I agree.
But the museum.
Q2, morning, Meg and Alex. Did either of you ever back a game on Kickstarter game found that did not fulfill?
No.
So it's a complicated answer because the answer for me is there's 4 or 5 that are in the category where at some point I may have to give up. Oh wait, Hop is saying doesn't 9 times 9 times 9 equals 729? I mean, possibly. Is it 7 times 7 times 7? No, that doesn't sound right. Wait, 5 was 9 times 8 times 7. Oh, 9 times 8 times 7. Oh, because you have to pick a different one for each one. Is that what it was? Yeah, so it's 9 times 8 times 7. You have to like pick a different module for each one.
You're so good at it.
I didn't do the math. I just remember it's whatever.
I tease because Alex does this a lot.
So to answer your question, what was the question? Didn't fulfill.
I was
So-
like,
There are a bunch of campaigns. I've yet to back a game that is inherently I know and believe will not fulfill. I do have 4 or 5 campaigns that are in that danger zone. Was like, will it? So, for instance, there's the Everrain. The Everrain's in that weird holding pattern. Was like, we're ready to ship. We just have some issues with money coming through and stuff. So like, it's at a warehouse and maybe you'll get it. It seems like it exists and it seems like I'll get it, but it's not there yet. Monumental. They basically had some issues with crowdfunding and money. They said, hey, we're going to ship everything to you. We're going to make it all right, but it's just also going to take time. So there's that. So that's currently in a holding pattern. There's the fantasy series 1 from Blacklist. That one's definitely in a holding pattern, although I did see QML just released this energy update for those of you who want it. QML, Quartermaster Logistics, did just release an update that in some way they will open up the gates for people to pay for the individual copies to be shipped. It does mean you're out shipping costs again, but at least you get your product. It's kind of screwed up, but it is what it is. But so that's Quartermaster Logistics. Then there's Storm Thunder is one that does not fall into the danger zone for me yet. It's like the furthest one from the ones I just mentioned. The other 3 are active problems, but Storm Thunder has been existing for a very, very, very long time, and that does inherently lead to the question of could go either way. And so Storm Thunder is like, I'm pretty confident in it. I would not actually worry about it, but it's just old enough that, I mean, they also just had a update on it as well. They had an update saying, again, more stuff happening. So I believe I'll get Storm Thunder, but who knows? All that question mark. I think those are the ones I have. What are you laughing at?
What's the next
one? Yeah, just derived from the beach team. Loving the second sound. Meg, you should take Alex's challenge to sell at least one game and then share the experience to help the rest of us. That's a great idea. I think we should do that. I don't know. What do you think, Meg? Do you think we should sell a game? How much like super chats or likes? What can we do to make people like? What do people have to do?
Send tissues. I need 10 boxes of tissues sent to my PO box.
What's a game that you don't play and you know you won't play?
Tammany Hall.
Tammany Hall.
Did not enjoy.
What's a reasonable price point for that game?
I don't care.
No, what's it hypothetically?
I don't know. Price point for them selling it?
No, for you, if you were selling the game, if you were buying the game, what's a reasonable price point for Tammany Hall?
Maybe $30, but I think it's like 40.
Okay, cool. Let's do this. If somebody wants to do a super chat for $40, I'm gonna send it to Meg.
No.
There's no guarantee you'll get a game, but if somebody wants Tammany Hall and you send me $40, I will give Meg the $40. Understand that I cannot guarantee you'll get a game. This is a completely separate exchange.
Wait. Let me think of ones that I have 2 copies of.
I'm okay with that. It's progress. 2 copies is progress. It's more than you've done until now.
I give away ones that I have extras of.
Oh, that doesn't count then.
Wormholes.
Okay, so yeah, if somebody wants Tammany Hall, there's no guarantee you'll get it, but if you send me $40 in super chat, I will send them the $40 to Meg, and you may or may not get a game out of it.
I think, guys, maybe someday we'll do a video about it, but there are a lot of games in my collection that I'm not obsessed with, and I think that's funny to go through.
Yeah, we should do that too. But I'm just saying, $40, no guarantee you get anything. About yeah, just I'm hoping for context that the guilt makes her want to send you the game, but I just can't guarantee that. So there's that.
It's gonna make me. I'm gonna buy another copy just to
No,
send to
no,
her.
you can't. I take it back. Don't send me money. Forget it. Okay. Ben, Meg, do you ever not buy a game because the box isn't big enough to sit in? I'm guessing not.
No, because I can fit in all of them. I can fit in that.
Can you?
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah. I'm not doing it now.
Not now. We're gonna.
You don't think so?
No.
The smallest box that I've sat in, which you can probably grab it, is that expansion box
For Ascension.
for Ascension.
That
the
is bigger.
expansion.
That is.
Pull out the expansion.
You've sat in Ascension?
It's online. It's on my reels.
I'll check later. This is not. I'm not doing this. Danny Smith, Doom is a great game entry for video games. I haven't played Doom. It might be. I don't know that. Don't have an answer there.
Where are we?
We're at way far behind is the answer. Cindy Johnson, how wide should that deal table be? Wall to rest your... Oh, the deal table wall be to rest your arms on. Sydney, you're answering an inherently subjective question. I actually really like Meg's rail over here. I think it's a very nice width. I find many tables have too large of a lip, and I don't love that. This over here
is maybe like 3 inches.
Yeah, roughly 3 inches. I think the most recent one on Kickstarter, the big the iron side, I think that one looks a little too narrow. Actually, they made a whole big deal. They made a whole big deal about how it's perfect. They've done their research. I think they just have a small rail and they're highlighting it as a feature, which is good marketing. But like it looks too narrow for my own personal taste. And the idea that they called it perfect while also having like fluffy armrests that you had to have to make it comfortable kind of undersold me on that. But yeah, I think 3 to 4 inches is probably my go-to answer there.
Yeah, Sydney, I'm gonna have to look that up because she also says I used to want a purple heart Wyrmwood until I saw the impact of oxygen and sun. That's really interesting. So if you are interested in something like seeing how the wood behaves, I also have dice boxes from them. You can get a dice box pretty cheaply and then leave it out and see what happens. But that's interesting. I'll have to look up what it looks like after.
I'm slowly skipping through chat though because it's 11:07. I know we started late. I know we did, but just skipping through chat over here. Interested in Hadrian's Wall, but unsure if Roll and Write would actually hold up for that long. Majority are short, lighter games. Aziel, I think Hadrian's Wall is amazing. You haven't played it yet.
No, I want to play that one.
Hadrian's Wall is amazing. My favorite
also, I got a notification that something's at the P.O. box, so that might be Twilight Inscription.
Excellent. Let's go and get some coffee and some bagels. Okay. Sydney Johnson, sorry, typed into by accident. There are videos that cover Wyrmwood color changes over a few years. Interesting. Reed McCullough, moderator. Is that when you
Maybe?
Oh, that's when you swore. That's when you swore.
I gotta mute myself from chat.
Harv's K, no apologies needed, Meg. That's the only way to describe Love's cast face.
Yeah, that's the thing. I got upset about racism.
Yeah. I mean, that's reasonable. I'm not saying you shouldn't get upset about racism. I'm just saying this stream is PG-13. Tim Chun.
You're allowed one in a PG-13 movie.
I didn't realize this was PG-13. I thought it was PG.
Oh.
I found out today it's PG-13.
That's what you get for having Professor Meg here.
Tim Chun. Petrified, can you send me your address? Send me the address to alex@boardgamecode.com just in case it's relevant. Okay.
No.
And he doesn't even want the game. He just wants you to learn how to call.
Okay, guys.
That $40 is going to Meg, just for the record.
Me getting rid of Tammany Hall is one thing, because that's something I don't know if I want to do yet. The thing that I am open to doing, which I will now maybe be into it because of this, but I do have prototypes that I have no need for. I have duplicates that I have no need. I have things that are actual junk.
Exit games.
I have used exit games.
You have
maybe I'll get rid of those.
Not even good prototypes. Just okay prototypes.
I don't have any kids, so these are all my children, and they live here with me. And if I send any of them away, what are the others going to do while I'm sleeping? You know,
if they're next, just like all my kids.
Oh my gosh! Thank you, Petrified.
Danny Smith, I trust Meg's opinion more now that she has a sword. Sebastian.
No, now that she has sworn.
Now that she has sworn. Oh,
yeah.
I just assumed there's a typo.
I got that F flavor.
Oh, I just assumed there's a typo. I was like, oh, a sword. That makes more sense.
I usually call it my French. Yeah. My French came out.
There's a term I heard once, which is I have voluntary Tourette's. You heard that?
No.
It's cute. I have a friend who used to swear a lot, and he's like, oh yeah, I have voluntary Tourette's. I'm like, what does that mean? He's like, I like to swear. Have you ever reviewed Summoner Wars Second Edition? I have not. Serjan, good morning. Greeting from Serbia. Hey, how's it going?
So Ginger is asking about the modular table, which this is the thing. This is what the thing is about. So we talked about it a lot in the beginning. I really love it. I've had it since February. It has served me very well. I love having things set up and leaving them in here. The one thing I will say is I bought toppers for it, and I rarely ever use them. I never pull them out. I never cover this up. So if you are buying an MGT, maybe wait on toppers if you're not sure if you'll use them, because I never did.
Yeah, and I would say I've had a bunch of well, not a bunch. I had 2 game tables and a game coffee table. My dining room game table, I use a topper. My other one, I have a topper. I don't ever use it or touch it in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, it depends on your uses. We have Ginger Scholar. Isn't 5 and 4 a Freedom and Freeze game? Yes, it is. We have Ming saying current score Alex 1.5, Ming 1. Ming, if you put your name in the comment, it's cheating and it helps me.
You're helping him.
Yeah, you know this game, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know Ming.
Yeah. Okay, just making sure. Harvest Cave.
I'm a moderator.
Yeah, that's true. You did a great job moderating that whatever person.
I did.
I still want to find out what he said. Harvest Cave, the Turing machine, from what I've heard about it, might be another contender for brilliant but not great. Intriguing. Okay.
Hi, Bryce. Sydney says she also has the original, or maybe he. Sydney, are you a he or she? I also have the original Arkham Horror.
Mm.
OG.
Aziel, how about opposite of 5 and 4? Games that aren't brilliant but great. Oh, 1775. I read the. What are you laughing at? Is Ming back again?
No.
Always have faith in you. Oh, there.
No. Catch Meg on A&E's new series Hoarders, the board game edition.
Ooh, fun. Yeah, this would be fun. Aziel says, oh my gosh, hold on a second. Aziel says the opposite of 5-4 games that aren't brilliant but great. So 775 is a game that I read the rules once upon a time, and I read the rules and I was like, I don't understand why this game would in any way be intriguing. It looks like the most boring game ever. I don't see, it's like a few pages of rules. It looks simple, looks to the point. I'm like, I don't understand it. But then we played it and it was so simple and elegant. Another example of that would be TAC. I think TAC is amazing, absolutely amazing. Great abstract game, so ridiculously simple, not a ton of things going on, and it's just brilliant at what it does. So, yeah.
I haven't played it in a bit, but I think I felt like that about Furnace.
Yeah, Furnace is a good one.
I haven't, but I remember
like
playing that and being like, yeah, this is pretty smooth.
Yeah, I like Furnace as well. Brian Christensen, okay, we're up to the math that I got wrong. Ginger Scholar, Monumental is one I'm worried about. Yeah, Ginger Scholar, I am too. I want the expansion for that game. I really do. I have semi-faith that it'll show up. They're an established company and they're still selling things, and they're kind of using excess funds and profits to pay for things that didn't go as well as they'd like. It's messy. I feel very bad. Ming, always have faith in you. Yes, Ming. Again, you gave me, I don't even, the next time you give me a score, this doesn't count. You can't give me a point for when you include your name in the conversation. That does not count at all. Sebastian sounds like overran. Yes, overran. That's overrain, like overran. Okay, so Hop, Cats, Meg, and A's new series Horror the board game. So this is a fun one. There was an episode. It was a local episode of a local TV show. It wasn't like one of those. What are you laughing at now?
I don't know. I feel like it's just directed at me.
So there was an episode of. There was this guy who. I can't remember if he was divorced or still married. I can't remember what the conversation was, but they did one of these shows where it's like one of those like home cleanups and renovations and redecorations and all that. Okay. And so this is a hilarious story. It was a local channel doing one of those, like, we walk to people's houses and we make them nicer. We do interior decorating, we clean up your rooms, we make everything look spacious and clean and neat and all these things. And what happened in the show that I thought was fascinating is they had one episode with a guy who was a gamer and he had shelves of games. And in the episode, like, you can see them trying to convince him to get rid of his games, and he's so very clearly uncomfortable with it. And eventually he kind of gives in, and they do the whole like thingy-majiggy. They show the house is all cleaned and all the games are like hidden or sold or this or that. And like they're doing the whole post.
Do you think they just threw them out?
I don't know what happened, but if you look at the comments, so the whole thing was on Facebook. If you look at the comments, there's like thousands of comments from gamers who are like, "What did you do? Like, he clearly loved his games. You made him so uncomfortable. Yeah. You like pressured him into like his adult toys. You made him feel bad as a person. Like they were like pressuring him to like getting rid of stuff. And everyone's like jumping to this guy's defense. Good. I don't actually know what the guy wanted.
Good.
The guy might have been totally fine with it. But like the whole thing came across as just exceedingly uncomfortable. And from the outside, like if I was watching this with like somebody who was like hoarding magazines from like the 1950s, I'd be like, yeah, you made it look better and you helped him out. Yay. But from the inside, we're like, no, let him have his fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very heartbreaking.
It's not hurting anybody.
Yeah. Which does make me feel worse about trying to pressure Meg to get rid of games just a little bit.
They're not hurting
But to be fair, unlike them, I literally have sent you boxes of games to make up for the ones you're not getting rid of.
Yeah. The lighting just jumped again.
Lighting, it does that occasionally. Sydney, rather than open a board game museum at 50, open a mentally active retirement community. Golf course optional, board game clubhouse required. Yeah, it's reasonable.
That's interesting. Maybe.
Ginger Scholar. You see Ginger Scholar's next comment?
You can sit in any box. Whether the box survives is another issue.
Yes.
I have never hurt a box. As of yet, I have never hurt one. But also, to give credit, Alex has sat in a Gloomhaven box.
And Forsaken.
Both and another friend of mine who's bigger than Alex has also sat in a Gloomhaven box. So you can do it.
It's definitely doable. The Gloomhaven box and the Forsaken box, they bowed a bit when I sat in them. I'm not small. I'm not small. But like they both bowed a bit. But I have pictures. Forsaken you can actually find on Instagram if you go to did you post it too? Or just Game Chase?
I think Travis posted it.
If you go to Travis Chance on Instagram, you can find a picture of me sitting in the Forsaken box, because apparently. And then once we hit 1,000 followers over on Twitch, we stream on Twitch, if you don't know about that already.
Will we make it the banner, both of us in the boxes?
We should. Once we hit 1,000 followers on Twitch, I have a picture I took of me sitting in Gloomhaven box.
And we're pretty close, so go follow us on Twitch.
And I just said I have to save this for a good time, and a good time is 1,000 followers.
_co-op.
Yeah, we have fun.
It's a riot.
It's something else. The Hexy Beast. I watch Worm Life on the daily. I do
weekly.
They do weekly.
It's multiple throughout the week. I think it's like 3 videos a week.
Yeah. Look at
But
me. I'm
you
being
can
so
rewatch
pedantic.
stuff.
I'm being so pedantic. He means I watch it all the time, and I'm being pedantic with the words.
He might though. I
Yeah.
rewatch stuff all the time.
You do. You do. Shani Marmon, 3-inch lip plus 1.5-inch clearance vault seems most common for game tables. So Shani, I actually the 3-inch lip, I agree with you. I believe my table is either a 2.5 or a 3. This is also more than 1.5 lip. Inch clearance. Yeah, I like having a drop more clearance. I like having the miniature clearance
This
for
is like
miniature
5
games.
inches.
Oh, no, where's
It goes on top.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What's that?
The toppers
Oh,
go on
interesting.
top.
That's a whole different. Oh, that's different the way it's set up. Interesting. Mine actually have it. Mine kind of sit flush with the table.
Yeah, mine go like right on top.
Yeah, this I'm referring to my uniquely geek table, my dining room table. The inserts, you've seen it. It sits flush, and I love that.
Yeah, so I can leave miniatures.
Yeah, inside. That's my goal.
Yeah,
that was always my goal. Yeah, standing is the goal, except for the giant dragons. Those have to be turned to the side. Sydney Johnson, would you consider backing Storm Thunder before they close the PM? Is it too risky? Sydney, I would absolutely consider backing Storm Thunder. I would still encourage backing Storm Thunder, but you can't. It's a weird thing to be in my position because I'm encouraging people to spend money sometimes. I think Storm Thunder will be a great game. I think we'll get a lot of content. I think it'll hold up. I have the King of Average rated it very highly. I love Wild Descent. Lots of positive things to say. But a PM that's been going for 2.5 years, I can't also not say it's been running a very long time. Is there a risk factor? Absolutely there is. Is it your money to risk? Absolutely. Do I think it's actually at risk? No. But what if I'm wrong? Take that into account. Reed McCullough, she's like my cat, 12 pounds and no game box is safe if left open. Hexy Beast Boo. Leftover prototypes can be both good and bad things if the game's don't fun and you liked it.
So Richard, one of my friends has the Wargaming MGT and they love it. So it does stink that you have to wait, but they do love it. It's huge. It's the Wargaming ones are hard. I don't think I would ever want a Wargaming table.
Wait, Ming says congrats, Alex 1.5, Ming 2. Did I say? I said Ming. When did I say come when?
Maybe he's getting points because you're making him feel good.
I don't understand how the point system works at all now. Now I'm just confused. Did I say come when earlier?
But he also called me Mag, so that's -1 for you, Mag.
Okay.
Oh look, Stephanie also. I didn't see that.
Hey, so the box of tissues. Cull. Yeah.
Stephanie,
I appreciate
that's
it.
not nice.
I appreciate it. This is good.
If we do, we'll make a video. So we know that Alex wants me to call. I almost said call games.
Yes.
So I think that this trip we're gonna do just a tour of my collection and like
prepping. Yeah. She allowed me to. She's like, we'll do a tour of the games I possibly should call if I ever call.
At least if we document everything, maybe I'll feel a little better about it.
Okay, cool. Then you have like a video evidence of all the stuff.
That I did have it.
We have a cat. This is Srebme. We have a cat that likes to chew on minis. Toppers are essential in a home. Yes. Okay. Your cat doesn't eat minis, does he? He and she.
Nuka. Yeah. So you know how Talisman was messed up? I think that's because Nuka was grabbing the minis. Nuka will take them and run. If anyone knows how I have Skelly in Gloomhaven, Skelly Watch 2021 was because Skelly went missing right before the final battle. We were about to do the final battle. We could not find our Skelly miniature. Nuka put it like in the molding. Like the way our floor is, it doesn't meet flush with the wall. And it was in the molding, like behind the door.
It's messed up.
And then I found him though.
Didn't Dan find him?
I found him. Maybe he did. Either way, yeah, he did.
Dan found him.
But I cried.
Yeah. Well, you cried. You're like, I cried.
I was the crier.
Hop, I'm one of the few people left, it seems, who dislikes profanity, don't like trash talking in sports either. So Hop, we are 50% aligned. Let's talk about the thing we agree on first. Disagree on first, because it's easier. Trash talking in sports. I don't really do sports, but I do trash talking in general. I love trash talking in general. You have to know your crowd.
Yeah.
There are people who I won't trash talk around because I know it hurts them, and honestly, I have less fun gaming with them. It's not their fault. It's not their problem. I just love trash talking.
I think it depends though. Like you don't trash talk to the point where you're like mean, and some people are like that.
Yeah, no, that's the no.
Yeah,
the balance. It's friendly trash talking.
Yeah,
I'm saying this. I have like at least one friend I know who can't figure out that difference either, and I therefore don't trash talk around him, and it does diminish my experience because I like being natural and robust and like just like what I can't have a good examples because it won't be funny, but trash talking. As far as profanity, my default is a lack of profanity. I don't mind swearing, but to me it is very contextual and very situational. And to me, it's not like I don't love doing it publicly either. Like if I'm going to do it, it's kind of like more private between friends as opposed to just randomly talking about it. People can do what they want. They're well, not on my channel. People can do what they want for the most part, and I'm totally fine with it. It's just my default is not.
Yeah. I try not to.
Yeah. yeah, I mean it's a complicated conversation because you get into a
I
weird.
definitely swear more not on camera.
Yeah, but I think it's an interesting conversation as to the fact that many people, myself included, have a default against it, but also then we can get into an interesting conversation, which I don't know if I'd win it, which is what's the problem with it. And also, like, I mean, it's a long conversation about more than just swear words. It goes to any form of negative talk, any form of anything from whatever, I don't want to say words, but like anything, even like things like shut up or whatever it is, like any aggressive or language. It's a complicated
That's two
conversation.
different things though too.
In what sense?
Because I think I swear, but it's not
At someone.
negative or trash
Yes.
talking. Yeah.
Yeah, the different conversations. It's
like
a
if
longer.
I was like, "This is so freaking amazing," but put a
But
different word there. That's not.
That's a good example. That's
yeah.
what I meant. Meaning using substitute swear words. People like myself who are against profanity or who inclined away from profanity generally will say things like freaking, but like, what's the difference? I don't know if I could win that conversation. What's
But
the
all I
difference?
was saying too is that I don't usually use swears like in an angry way.
Yeah.
It's usually more like an excitement way.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So assuming you're not using
Yeah.
it aggressively towards somebody,
Yeah.
what's the difference?
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'd win. I still have
Yeah.
my preference, but I don't know if I'd win. Chuck White, I got a custom tack board from Wyrmwood. It's so fun. Chuck White, can you send me a picture? Alex@boardgameco.com.
Yeah.
And can you still get these? Because I've been looking for custom tack boards for a while. I haven't found a thing, unfortunately. Christy KGM, good morning. Christy MGM, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Christy. Big Boss, Alex, Meg, are you going all in on River Wars Reloaded? Big Boss, you haven't played River Wars or seen it for that matter. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm going all in. I have to check the campaign, but I'm inclined to. The Hex Beast, I called my collection last year. I moved some games from shelves to a cupboard. It doesn't count. It does not count.
Yeah, guys, when I call, they're just gonna go in the attic.
Like Jesse did a video, Crackup did a video that, kudos to him. This is just me thinking it's not the same. Jesse did a video like a few months ago of like getting rid of a whole bunch of games. And what he says so in the video, he's like, I'm moving all these games from my upstairs shelf to my downstairs shelf. And I'm like, that's not getting rid of games. That's rearranging your shelves. That's a
I love rearranging my shelves.
He would answer that his upstairs shelf is his permanent collection and his downstairs shelf are the non-permanent collection. But what's the difference? Because they're not the permanent collection. They're moving to the downstairs. So it's just a temporary place they're in.
I love rearranging my shelves, and this shelf right here, like this one being so full of games, it does upset me. Like I usually have one faced out up here, but I have so many now that I'm in trouble.
Oh, this is a funny comment. You want to see this comment?
Where?
The Hexy Beast. Games don't hurt anyone unless you're getting Cloudspire down from a top shelf. Meg, have you ever been hurt by Cloudspire? Have you ever been hurt by like Cloudspire in particular?
What are you thinking of when I hit my head?
Yeah. Wasn't that Cloudspire? Yeah.
When we got home from, was it Origins?
Origins.
When I got home from Origins, I was bringing stuff into this room, the game room, and I was trying to lift Cloudspire over other stuff to put it down. And like for me being my size, to lift something up and over something and then drop it down is very difficult. And I slipped and fell and hit my head on this Wyrmwood and like cracked my head.
Yeah.
It was not. I had got hit like right here. I had like an egg and everything.
I'll retell the video. Wyrmwood. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Not for children.
Petrified. Merchant Scope just launched, Alex. Any preemptive thoughts before research? New stuff is 4 new characters for $69, $94 MSRP, and you get a big box store everything for $39 with game trays.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't know the storage part.
Yeah, they're getting all that stuff.
That's nice.
I think if you're interested in Merchant's Cove, it's probably worth getting, especially once you factor in the stretch goals and all those things they'll get. For me, it kind of cemented the fact Merchant's Cove has been on my to-call list for a while. I always wanted to play through all the characters before getting rid of it. I always knew it was a game I was getting rid of, but I wanted to play through all the characters first. I played through all the base game characters, but I have not played through all the expansion characters yet. But that's also because most of my game group is more middling on it, and it's just hard as a table as a result. And it's not a game I like enough to really try to push. I mean, honestly, there's no games I like enough to push. Usually I try to play against people who want to play those games. And so Merchant's Cove has been on my will I eventually play all the characters or will I not kind of list. And the expansion kind of cemented for me the fact that I'm not getting the expansion, and so I think I'm probably getting rid of the base game. So next games leaving the collection video.
And this is us, like, I feel like this is Honest Day, where I usually do talk very well about games because I talk about the ones that I like and I don't bother talking about the ones that I didn't enjoy. Merchant's Cove was one that kind of disappointed me. I was very excited to play it just on like the hype and like the production quality. I love all of that part. I didn't love it. The mini puzzles are fine. The mini puzzles are fine. But I felt like especially with like I felt like with how cool the 3D aspect was, it wasn't really integrated into the game as much as I would like. And I feel like the little ships with the meeples that you move them, that was one of the coolest parts. And all it is just moving meeples.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
It's interesting. It's interesting to hear what bothered you with the game, because like I wouldn't think of that at all.
Yeah.
To me, I thought Merchant's Cove, the biggest critique I have against it is that it's too simple. It's just a very simple game for me. But I actually like the variability of the mini puzzles. So I enjoy playing each character to try to like figure out their mini puzzle and then go to the next game. But yeah, I just don't know if I'll finish all the character stuff.
Yeah.
Gray Fox, what would you rate the original Monopoly on your rating scale? Gray Fox, I'd probably rate it a 1.5. Like, I don't like it. I don't think it's a great game. I think Monopoly has too many problems. I mean, I think any game played with people to have fun can be an enjoyable time. What?
This isn't anything about Monopoly, but do you want to know like one of like the base kids games that I do really love still? Maybe we should play this. Battleship. I still love Battleship. It's still fun.
If you want to play that, next time you visit, we could do a film gameplay with you and like one of my kids.
Oh my gosh, there's a place here actually we can go that there's a life-size Battleship.
But then I'd have to play it, not one of my kids.
But it's life-size.
I would vlog that. That's like the only redeeming quality. I'm not doing that for fun, to be very clear.
Yeah.
Just done.
We'll do it because Danny's not here this week, but maybe next time you come, if like Danny and Roberto and all that, we can go down to that place. Because there's a couple like life-size games that you can play. Could do like life-size chess. Do you play chess?
I love chess.
Okay.
Chess is a great game.
Okay.
Yeah. Never played life-size chess.
Yeah.
Amended scoreboard, loads of typos. Alex 2.5, Ming 1, Meg 1. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Amended lost typos. Petrified. I love how Ming now gets scores. Okay. Petrified. Have a pile that's been building up of about 35 games. Probably going to put them up for sale next month. Been saving boxes like crazy. Petrified, good for you.
Sydney Johnson, who is a he, bought Arkham Horror in 1987 or 1988. That is nuts. That is so cool. Back then, did it blow your mind? Were you like, wow, this is so cool that this is a board game? I bet it did.
Oh, good question from Hop, which kind of leads to what we just talked about.
Okay.
Hop, why are the grand games of history given so little love and mentioned by modern hobbyists? Speaking of examples like bridge, chess, go, backgammon, cribbage, etc., the terrific, why so ignored? Hop, I would divide.
It's so funny that we brought it up anyway.
I know. Hop, I would divide that answer. Technically, someone else put up Monopoly, but I would divide the answer into two parts. The first part is because many of the grand old games are not great. There's a lot of games like Monopoly that have stood the test of time, but there's a lot of things that stand the test of time that aren't great. They might have been good for a reason or in some way, shape, or form served a purpose, and they're just not something I want to spend my time, energy, and attention on. The second reason is also that they already exist. So unless you're a chess enthusiast, how much like attention do I want to give? Like, I like chess. I think it's a great game. But like, am I going to do a video reviewing chess? That's not really going to garner a lot of attention because there's a whole chess hobby and industry out there.
Were we supposed to play backgammon?
No.
Okay.
Was it on your list?
No. I talked to someone that I was like, oh, I'll teach it to you. So it must not. Maybe it was Roberto.
Not me.
I really love backgammon. Backgammon is very fun.
Yeah, and Go as well. Go's a fantastic game, but like again, these have dedicated, active communities, and they're also boring. Not bad. They're boring. They've been around for a long time. They're not exciting. It's like talking about like class. I guess there's a difference between the person who's going to what's a classic film? What's like a very classic film? Do we have any such things we talk about?
Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman. Great example. Is that a classic film?
Yes.
Sure, fine. Pretty Woman. There's going to be a difference between the channels that talk about like the newest Marvel movies and the newest movies that come out each year are going to be different than the channels that focus on like classic cinema. It's just different categories of things, even though both have their place. What?
That was funny.
What? Pretty Woman.
Alex, are you going to the World Series of Board Gaming as a watcher/supporter or also as a player?
I'd like to meet Pretty Woman. Go on. What? I know Pretty Woman. I watched Pretty Woman. Julie Roberts is amazing for the record.
Yeah, she is.
Notting Hill, Pretty Woman. What's the one where
Mystic Pizza?
Mystic Pizza?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a Julie Roberts movie?
Yeah. She's very young. She's a young waitress.
I thought I watched all the Julie Roberts movies. What is this?
Oh, we'll watch it. It's good.
What in the world? Is this a real thing?
Yes.
I don't know what's happening here. I love. Okay, for context, I
upset you are about this.
I'm like so bothered. Mystic Pizza classic. How have I never heard of this movie? I've watched like every Julia Roberts movie ever.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre.
She's very young and it's fun.
I love Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
That moment in Pretty Woman when she walks into like the thing is like, I got all the money and I'm not gonna buy her because you screwed up. Yeah, she's good. She's good. Also the one where she's
You were saying something though. Why were you bringing up Julia Roberts?
Oh, because you said Pretty Woman classic cinema.
Yeah, but you were gonna say something.
I was gonna say the one Aaron Brockovich. That's another one.
Okay.
Oh, it's
okay.
so good, so good. Anyways, Sebastian, Alex, are you going to the World Series of Board Gaming? This is one you asked. I am going to World Series of Board Gaming as a commenter, like to talk about the games being played, and also I'll be competing in Seven Wonders. So just that's one thing. Just because while I'm there, they asked me if I want to compete in any, and I was like, I'll do Seven Wonders because I don't have time for all of them. If I'm going to be also commenting, and what happens if I win and all those things. But yeah, I'll be commenting. So like when you're
commenting or commentating?
Commentating.
Okay.
Yeah, commentating. Definitely that one.
Okay.
Yes,
you can also comment.
No, definitely commentating. Anyways, yeah.
I will also be there, and I will kick Alex's butt.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I censored myself. Did you hear the censor?
I did. It was so great. It was so proud of you.
I will kick Alex's freaking butt at Seven Wonders.
Chuck White, I acknowledge that Wyrmwood is not doing custom work. I believe I've seen them say that. I'm happy to be patient. Also, I don't know. Yeah, I'm happy.
We got a few friends at Wyrmwood too.
Yeah, but you have friends with Wyrmwood. I don't know if they love me. I'm pretty sure my interaction with Wyrmwood was me putting out a video on their modular gaming table saying, hey, this is great. Also, remember, there's an inherent trade-off in discussion. And I got attacked by a lot of Worm Life fans. Like, Worm Life fans came after me in that video.
Yikes.
They were like, how dare you imply in any way, shape, or form that the game table is not as great as other game tables? And I was like, they sell a game table that's 4 times the price. There is a difference between these two tables. I don't know what do you want me to tell you.
There's got to be a reason.
They're either ripping you off or there's a difference in the tables. Like
my chat just left.
Just hit retry. Y'all good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me once in a while. Badge 713. Alex, have you ever gotten into any actual miniatures wargaming? Actually, I played Warhammer before Warhammer, the original fantasy, not 40k. I played Warhammer Fantasy before I ever got into any sort of gaming. Before MTG, before into board games, I played an Empire Army. Had a 1,000-point Empire Army, half assembled, half painted. I think I played it one time, but I was into wargaming. And playing it one time is how you're into wargaming. Q2, Meg, I'm with you. Don't get rid of any games. Hang on to them all like they're grim death and appreciate the ambience. It's not, we've had this, it's a math conversation. It's a math conversation. If you are getting 50 games a year, and like someone like you as a content creator, you're getting easily 50 games a year, okay? And I'm making it worse because I send you like half the games I get rid of because you're like, I want that one. So like you're getting 55 games a year.
Like almost at 400.
Yeah. And if you get another 50 games every year, 10 years from now, that's another 500 games.
I'm so excited for that. That sounds amazing.
And 20 years from now, it's another 1,000. And 30 years, there's a math conversation. At some point, you have to get rid of games. So once it's at some point, the question doesn't matter when.
Look at all those Madara things that I didn't know where to put.
Yes. Well, that's nice. That's fine. That works. It's not about it's not about Madara as a singular concept. It's about there's games here. Like Madara is a game you haven't played yet.
Yeah.
But you have games. You have Merchant's Cove, the game you just said you don't care for. It's right there on the shelf.
I think the better one for you to pick on is the exit games.
How much for Merchant's Cove? How much for Merchant's Cove?
No.
How much can I get someone to donate to chat for Merchant's Cove?
No,
you don't like it.
You're making me upset. You're just like those people in those comments on video.
No, but the difference is they took away their games. I've sent you games. You have a giant box full of games here.
Well, stop sending me games. I don't even want your games if they have all these things attached to it.
Fine.
Oh, I don't even want them now. They're like Trojan horse games.
No. There's nothing attached to it. I'm just saying I don't feel bad like they did because they were trying to take away their hobby. I'm trying to better whatever. Anyways. Okay, Cindy Johnson, Wargaming Table, no, Petrified, all my CTG, Hexy Beast, Cloudspire related injuries video incoming. Okay. We're going to wrap up in a second, by the way, because we're at an hour and 12 minutes into this chat, and we also had like 7 minutes in the last chat, so there's that. Meg, I see a ring on your finger. Are you married? And if you are, why don't we see your partner on your videos?
I am.
Johnny, yes. Meg is married to...
I am.
Yep.
To Dan.
Dan.
He's not interested really in being on videos. He may at some point, he may start doing it. He's been in a few, but he just, being in the public eye is not his jam.
Yep.
Right now.
Yep.
Which is fine.
We have...
I also have other friends that I regularly play with in my game group that they also don't want to be online. So there are people that I do play with a lot that don't want to be on the internet.
Me, Schnitzel 412. Have I missed any conversation about the tables? We've talked about tables, kind of peripherally here and there. They injured Meg. What?
Read what's right after that.
Which one? I love Battleship.
Battleship.
What is the game? What is the game?
Have you ever played Battleship?
Of course I have. What's the game? Why isn't it just guessing?
It's honestly I'm gonna get so much flack for this.
A7.
I was gonna say I would compare it to mind management because you're trying to deduce where their ships are.
But there's no movement.
Sure, but you're trying to deduce where the ships are, and based on how you place them, like what you're trying to like. There's a 3, a 4, and a 5
like
ship.
combine your ships together and patterns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You put your 2 and your 3 together, and they think they got a 5.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Whatever. I'm not gonna get into it. Okay. Wouldn't life-size Battleship be a war? Yes,
I love
it is
that.
that. That's
I love
cute.
that.
Let's see. Reed McCullough, John McNabb earlier in the stream has mentioned her spouse is Danny. I think he just goes by Dan, right? Doesn't go by Danny ever.
His parents call him Danny sometimes.
Really? Did not know that. Did not.
Little boy Danny.
Yep. Hop, I'd like to see Rodney Smith do that box flip thing with a game like Ultimate Mage Knight or Big Box Dominion. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Eric Lindvik's life-size Battleship, that'd be a huge yeah. Okay. Actually, these it would be a war if it was real time. Konetsky Strain, greetings programs. Greetings.
Oh my god,
programs.
it's 11:40.
I know. Love both the honesty and interest regarding reviews and games. It's very refreshing. I appreciate it. Thank you. Sydney Johnson, I took the George Carlin approach to solving storage. I bought a bigger house.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my plan.
Stacy says, clearly I don't love Julia Roberts as much as the rest of us. Flatliners, yeah. I've never heard of Mystic Pizza. I'm so bothered. Yeah. I'm so genuinely bothered by this.
So it takes place in Mystic, Connecticut, which there's an aquarium there.
I don't even know what Mystic, Connecticut is, but that doesn't bother me.
It's a town.
Yeah. Good luck, Alex 71 is, and also to Meg in Las Vegas. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yay.
Hop, classic films would be more like To Kill a Mockingbird, Wizard of Oz, Casablanca, Citizen Kane, Ben-Hur's Wonderful Life. Hop,
yeah, I didn't know he meant classic when you said name a movie.
Yeah, Hop, I agree with you. I couldn't think of any of those offhand, but that's like actually the one I did think of from the when you sent it. I thought of Casablanca.
What's the one? And it's not in that list. The West.
There's a lot of West ones. West, like Cowboys.
Someone's saying it in chat right
Tombstone?
now. No. It's.
Don't know. But yeah, as far as Casablanca is the one I thought of because Casablanca is
Scarlett
a great
O'Hara.
Movie. Scarlett O'Hara. There's a West one.
Yeah. What is it?
The woman one. Pretty late.
Someone saying
no.
Not Once Upon a Time in the West. What is it?
I don't know. The one with like the what's it called? Where like the rain in Spain falls mainly in a plane. That's a different one. That's My Fair Lady.
That is My Fair Lady.
Yeah, that's a classic film.
Someone's gonna say it. It's I don't want to say the wrong words.
Gone with the Wind. That's what it is.
West.
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind. Thank you.
Yeah, those are classic films.
Yeah,
100%.
I would have named that if I had thought of the name of it.
Pretty Woman is a like weird borderline.
I didn't know what you were asking.
No, it wasn't the craziest answer. It's just not what I was meant.
Pretty Woman. If we're talking like classics of that era, I would do that and like Clueless.
Yeah. Hexy Beast. I acquired 131 games in 2021. So that's the problem, Hexy. If you're acquiring 100 games a year, you very quickly what's up?
Read what they said after that.
I was tempted to do a board game bonfire as a cult video, but I was worried it would upset someone.
Literally me.
It would get views. It would get views. Konetsky Strain, your reviews just got me to get Aranak. I'm not going to apologize for that. It's a great game. Johnny Clevis, how do you feel about burning games instead of culling? Jonas Clevis, I feel more tempted to it now.
Yeah.
But for me, it's a math question. I'd have to just look at the math and say, am I going to get more money by selling them, or am I going to get more money from the views on this video? Maybe we'll experiment and find out. I don't know.
Like depending on what you're burning, some of that isn't good to burn. Like any of the plastic stuff.
Yeah, that's fair. Bjorn Rumjan, questions about the board game table. How wide is the rim of the board game table, and is it wide enough? Do you often use the inside magnet, or could you do without it? That's for you.
I do use the magnet rail a bit. We have the cup holders. We don't have any other accessories, but we're going to get more. I do use it pretty often, and I love being able to move these cup holders around. That it is pretty often that I'm like unsnapping it, snapping it, moving it around. It's convenient, very convenient.
I agree with Hop over here. Battleship is kind of fun, but I prefer Mastermind. I think Mastermind is delightful.
That's fair.
Mastermind's actually intriguing. Have you ever played? Oh my gosh, there's a Master Word from. Can't remember the company, but Master Word is a game that kind of takes the Mastermind principle and applies it to a newer word game style. I liked it. I thought it was fun.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're coming close to the end over here. Once Upon a Time in the West, Gone with the Wind. Regarding AH, there's an early co-op, and don't end the stream is too fun. No, we have to end the stream, Hop. We have to do things. We have plans. Done. Cop, great that Alex's wife also loves to play games. I have a wonderful wife, but not inclined towards games. Oh well. Yeah, Serena's she's not like she doesn't love games the way I love games, but she definitely likes playing games. She has specific genres and whatnot, and we do get a decent amount played every single month.
We had fun.
But yeah, Mastermind is quite fun. I do like Mastermind. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and end the stream. It's been long enough, and our day is way behind on things.
Hop and Serb me if you guys want a longer stream. Guess what we're doing tonight?
Cam co-op. We got a camera set up. We got our thing set up. We are good to go. Ming has one more thing to say. Have to type something to extend this great company. Ming, type anything. Type anything. Which should I get first? Inish or Cyclades? I think Inish.
Inish, yeah.
I love Cyclades though.
Yeah.
I love it so. We just played it again this past week, and all of us were like, "Why don't we play this more often?" And we say that every time we play it. It's such a good game. You should play some bodies.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and call this a wrap. Thank you everyone for hanging out. We shall see you. For those of you who tune into Camp Co-op over on Twitch, we'll be streaming tonight at 8:30, probably, assuming our schedule goes well, as well as tomorrow night at 8:30 as well, Eastern Standard Time for both of those. Past that, we'll be back. I'll be back Wednesday. Meg probably will not be in another live stream for a while, actually. Yeah, this is, I mean, unless we do something in Vegas WSBG.
I think we could.
Maybe. I don't know what the schedule is.
I land at like 9.
Maybe. Yeah, the next time we're actually together is in Vegas. So
Actually, I think if you still stream at your same usual time, we'll have more time too, because of time zones that we can do it later in the day that day.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll try for a Vegas live stream. I make no guarantees. That would be I
guarantee it.
How could you? Isn't the 28th a Wednesday? Aren't we on
That's
a plane that day?
We fly in at like 9 a.m.
The 28th is a Wednesday. We may or may not be able to.
We land at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
But that'll be 6 a.m. here.
If we are able to get a Vegas live stream,
we would just have to stream by 1 o'clock there.
That might be doable.
That's so doable.
It might be doable.
I guarantee it.
Maybe there'll be a Vegas live stream. Maybe. I make no guarantees. We'll figure it out. But if not, I mean, I'll still have a live stream every Wednesday. It's just Meg's apparently, we just had enough visits back and forth. Happened to be that this has worked out well. But the next one together may or may not be Vegas. And then after that, I don't have official calendar schedules just set up yet. But we're doing things. For those who missed it, I think I said this only on Patreon. Oh, we'll talk about it later. This thing's happening. We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about things later, guys.
Anyways, I'll see you over, and thanks so much for being here. Appreciate all of you. Have a good one.
Bye, friends.
I said all of you. I said y'all.
Oh, y'all. See you later. Wait, should I hit you with this before you go?
No, maybe. Go for it. I don't know.
Did I hit you?